Welcome to our channel on near-death experiences, NDEs. We'll explore stories of people who've been on the brink between life and death, returning with new perspectives. These accounts offer a unique glimpse into existence, life's meaning, and the universe. Each video is a journey through transformative experiences and spiritual discovery. We're creating a space of understanding and sharing for these extraordinary stories. Whether you're here out of curiosity or seeking comfort, we hope to bring you peace and awareness. Join us on this journey of spiritual exploration. Every moment is an opportunity to grow and love. Thank you for being here with us.
On May 3, 1969, Company B, 2nd 47th Mechanized Infantry Battalion, 9th Division, was on duty. As the dry season was coming to an end, my section was assigned to patrol. Our mission was straightforward. Drive along the road, wave the flag, and check the passage. The two slow-moving tracked vehicles in front of me had already kicked up clouds of dust. Lady, our section's mascot, was trotting alongside, wagging her tail. She no longer rode with us since a mine had exploded under the vehicle she was on. I traded my cloth cap for a helmet, put away my sunglasses, and manned the 12.7 caliber machine gun as we passed through the base entrance. Lady stopped just beyond the gate and watched us leave. Our four tracked vehicles quickly reached a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. On both sides of the road, the grid of rice paddy dikes stretched out, dividing the land into rectangles. The yellow stubble of the harvest couldn't hide the exposed earth in the fields. The clay soil of the rice paddies had dried into blocks. Although the terrain was flat, the fields were halted by the ever-present jungle. The jungle consisted of nipa palms, green, lush, and dense, standing 6 to 10 meters tall. In the Mekong Delta, there was no escaping total encirclement. We controlled the cities, villages, roads, skies, major waterways, and rice paddies. The jungle belonged to the Viet Cong. In the rumble of diesel engines, we dragged behind us an enormous dust cloud over a kilometer long. The column approached a point where the jungle closed in on the road from both sides. Instinctively, I began to scan the edge more carefully. Suddenly, a large anti-tank mine exploded beneath us. I immediately understood what was about to happen, as my tracked vehicle had exploded 3 weeks earlier. I thought, "Oh God, here we go again." I was catapulted upward along with everything and everyone. Men, dust, weapons, ammunition, helmets, and canned rations formed an expanding cone with me at its center. During the upward journey, time decelerated. The rotation speed of all objects around me rapidly decreased. I was fascinated by the abnormal and decreasing rotation of my comrades' bodies and wondered, is this the end? Are we all dead? At the apex of my trajectory, time stopped completely, and an inexplicable calm settled in. It was a state of calm, omnipresent, and omniscient consciousness. The entire universe, past, present, and future, collapsed into a single center from which everything depended for existence. It was the light of pure consciousness that illuminated everything. I no longer had doubts about its authenticity, just as one doesn't doubt when waking from a dream. God had taken control of my destiny. I no longer existed as a separate entity, only He existed. There was a sense of bliss, love, compassion, and, strangely, a sense of déjà vu. The knowledge that the true home and true self of all things had been revealed. The events of my life were reviewed unhurriedly, without judgment, and in detail. Then, I was allowed to return to living and given the opportunity to know what I wanted. I focused on this aspect of my life and concluded that I had few reasons to be ashamed. In reality, I made poor use of this gift, but at that moment, I was just a naive 22-year-old man with a distorted concept of the importance of things. I could see the 360-degree panorama of the road, the margins on each side, and the 3 other tracked vehicles in my section. The entire episode seemed localized in my head, but I wasn't sure if my head was still attached to the rest of my body. I wasn't worried that my life might be annihilated. I was informed that I would survive the explosion without serious injuries, and that I would manage to leave Vietnam safely. So, I focused my attention on the immediate situation and concluded that I needed to stay conscious to avoid drowning in the 5 centimeters of water in the rice paddy, remain relaxed to break as few bones as possible, and roll away from the tracked vehicle. As soon as my spirit ran out of decisions to make, time began to flow again. The transcendental state of consciousness ended, and I returned to normal waking consciousness. I could see the ground about 5 meters below me and began to fall. I retained an intense feeling of reverence and well-being. Since then, I have been convinced that God exists. For me, it is no longer a question of faith or belief, but of knowing with certainty because I have seen him as he is. It was a surprise to discover that he loves, pities, and forgives me for merits to which I had not given due importance. I will always be grateful for when he bent down to me and gathered me in the palm of his hand. This fills my eyes with tears of gratitude as I write this 30 years later. I am no longer afraid of death, of pain and suffering, yes, but not of death, because by his grace, the raindrop that I am has been called back to the ocean from which it came. Experiencing this state depends on God and not on us, but believe me, it is much closer than you think. I have not experienced, before or after, anything that approached in any way the reality and depth of that state of consciousness. My memory suffices and comforts me, and it is a consolation in life's vicissitudes, especially in difficult times. I have not acquired paranormal or clairvoyant abilities, but I have an uninterrupted conviction of the reality of spiritual things.
If you enjoyed this video or you're interested in the topics we cover on this channel, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content. Share the video with someone you think might appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Preface: near-death experiences, NDEs, can be profound, life-changing events. Remember, NDEs are subjective experiences, not proof of an afterlife or a guide for living. Channel purpose: this channel shares NDE stories and information, providing a platform for open discussion without promoting specific beliefs. Disclaimer: this content doesn't replace professional medical or psychological advice. If struggling with mental health issues, seek professional help immediately. If you've had an NDE and need support, consult a therapist experienced with NDEs. We don't promote suicide or self-harm. If considering suicide, contact a prevention lifeline immediately. Suicide prevention resources: National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Crisis text line, text HOME to 741741. Conclusion: we hope you find this channel informative. For questions, please contact us. Remember, suicide prevention is crucial. If you're struggling, seek help. You're not alone.